Hello, hello, and welcome to the October edition of your favorite program, Multiplying Your Productivity, brought to you by your life coach, Tunji Banwo. All right, glad to have you join us. Thanks for staying tuned. In case you missed previous editions of this um, program, you can always um, watch it on our YouTube page. That's Tunji Banwo. All right, so today we're going to be looking at an interesting technique, brainstorming technique known as SCAMPER, a problem-solving tool, which is brainstorming. So we'll look at one of the techniques, which is called SCAMPER. Yes. So I'm just going to share my screen in a moment. All right, good. So we're going to be looking at that tool called SCAMPER in a bit. This program, Multiplying Your Productivity, was set up to help you maximize your potential, to help you, be more productive. Because there's a difference between activity and productivity. Lots of people are active, but not productive. So are you being busy, right? Are you just busy doing nothing? So this program was put together to help you apply commonsensical techniques, tools, approaches to deal with life's issues. All right, so today, what exactly is SCAMPER? At the mention of SCAMPER, I know what comes to a lot of people's mind is running. Because when it says scamper for safety, like just trying to say run for cover, right? There's a problem, and then it's trying to say just run for cover. No, that's not what this is all about. I tell you, the inspiration for today's edition actually came from a recent ordeal I had to cross. In just something that has to do with business. So I had to cross the ordeal. And with the retrospect, I'm able to say, wow, apparently I was able to think myself out of that problem. So I felt if I can apply it, what's stopping me from, sharing what I've learned with others? Let me share it for the world to learn. So that's why we're going to be talking about SCAMPER, in solving problems. So have you ever felt like, the weight of the world is on your shoulders? You ever felt like you're going through this problem and it's so unique, like it's just you, So if you've ever felt like that, then welcome to my world. The problems of life are real. Like everybody goes through problems. There's nobody that is immune to problems, right? So we all go through challenges. Some people call it challenges, some people call it problems, some people call it trials, some call it temptations, but it's just part of life. Just like school, no promotion without test and examination. Life is going to throw all sorts. That's us, right? Um, we've just got to find a way to overcome them, right? You solve the 100 level problems, there's a 200 level problem waiting for you, right? Solve the 200 level problem, there's a 300 level problem waiting for you. You solve the 300 level problem, there's a 400 level problem waiting for you. So nobody ever comes to that point where he feels, I've graduated from the school of problems, right? Or challenges. It's just part of life, right? Someone says, no testimony without a test. It's just part of life. So maybe you're going through that current problem just so you can become a master at solving that problem and you're able to help others solve the problem. It's just funny, right? How some countries that are seen as first world countries today, we're going through some, some of the problems that's perceived to, I mean, well, let's say perceived, or what is called third world countries are currently going through. So you've just, the onus is on those non-developed countries, or, less developed countries, to learn from the developed countries, because at some point in time in their history, they also went through those challenges, right? So that's exactly the way it is. We've just got to find a way to overcome. Do you see light at the end of the tunnel? I mean, in the previous edition, we've talked about having hope. What fuels you? What keeps you going? Except you've come to that point where you feel, wow, my situation is hopeless. Like, this is it. Like, it's come to an end of life. It's now palliative care. I'm just waiting to clock out of the world. Wow. But I want to tell you today, don't give up. All right. When you give up, and that's it, it's up, it's over. All right. But hey, have a positive mental attitude to that problem, to say, I'm not the first to have that problem, probably won't be the last. Right. I want to be able to come out shining so I can share my story and somebody else might be able to learn from it. In the course of the week, I saw a clip of some young guy trying to commit suicide, jumping off a pedestrian bridge. All over the world, you find people that it looks like they've come to their wits' end and they feel, that's it, I give up. You right? So, and that's why I'm bringing to you today's topic on Scamper, how to solve that problem. You don't want that problem to overcome you. You don't want that problem to, weigh you down, to throw you face flat on the ground. All right. So let's go straight to Scamper. What is Scamper? All right. What's Scamper? Scamper is a tool that was developed, is a mnemonic developed by Bob Ebel, an author in 1971. And it's, the book is Scamper, Game for Imagination Development. That's what it's all about. So technique draws heavily from the idea scoring checklist developed by advertising executive Alex Osborne. So that's where it's gotten from. So it's all about imagination. Imagine, think. All right. If you're watching this right now, that is enough proof that you're able to think. You realize this is the best thing you should be doing at the moment. You're able to imagine, you're able to think. All right, that's a resource that you've got. Not everybody has got it. Some people have lost the ability to think straight, right? So it's an acronym for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, also magnify or minify, put to another use, eliminate, and finally reverse. All right, reverse. So that's what Scamper stands for. So all of these can be used together, or can be used separately, or can be used in groups. So you can use them in pairs. You don't have to use everything all at once. So we're going to take it one after one before the other. So let's go. Substitute. So right now, what resource do you have? I stand to be corrected, but I feel no one can actually make a claim they don't have a resource. Think, what resource do you have? What do you have that you can convert, right? That can help you get out of that situation. What do you have? All right? What do you have? What are your skills? What are your giftings? Right? How much do you have? If currently your account balance is zero, well, then you can say, wow, I've got no money at all. Then what about skills? What about services? What services can you render? Right? What do you have? Time. Everybody has got time. I hope you know time is a resource. Every human has got 24 hours. What are you doing with your time? Do you spend all day just, burning the time on social media? Well, just so you know, the same social media, some people go to socialize. The same social media, some people start their day with the intention of making a kill from social media, which is make money. I took my kids shopping yesterday and they were like, wow, part of what they wrote on their shopping list is Mr. Beast chocolate. And it didn't dawn on me until we bought it from the shop. Then I realized, wow, and I asked him, is that the same Mr. Beast on YouTube? Like, yeah, that's it. That's where he recommended it to us. I'm like, wow, this guy has created a merchandise. This is someone that's got over 100 million subscribers on YouTube, and now is able to create a merchandise, which is like productizing the service he offers. You see that? So that's very, very smart right there. So what resource do you have? All right. What materials or resources can you substitute or swap to improve the product? So think, every one of us should have a brainchild. There's got to be something you can create. And you can see the image I've got on the screen is actually a concept I created, which is flashcard games. All right. I love games. And I love games, and I also love teaching. So I teach project management. So I felt, wow, can I connect? So how can I substitute? How can I substitute the games that I love with the courses that I teach? So that's it, right? So I had to look for a very easy game to play, which is what? And then I substituted it, and there you go. Ta-da! You've got yourself a flashcard game, right? A flashcard game. So what other product or processes could you use? What tools could you substitute? Can you use this product somewhere else or substitute for something? So can what be used somewhere else? So yeah, I thought about it. How can we have it, being used somewhere else, right? I didn't create what. It's been available in the market. So I'm just thinking, what can I extract from it? Usually people say this is new now. I really doubt if something is new. Like there's really nothing new 100% under the sun, right? 100%. Usually it's like, copycat technology. Like I was listening to the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, recently. It's like, yeah, we do copy others. We have to check out what others are doing, right? And then find out, yeah, maybe what can be tweaked, or yeah, if we're doing any better than them. Benchmarking, find out, market survey. So what will happen if you change your feelings or attitude towards this product? Just think, right? How can you substitute? Right? How can you like replace? So can we replace? That's what you need to consider, right? Just think. All right? Can you substitute? Next up is combine. So it looks as if I substituted, but then I also combined. So it's got an element of substitute and an element of combine in this, right? So I just thought to create something new, flashcard games out of an existing game. So that's what I wanted to do, to have yourself learn while having fun, right? And just so you know, with my savings and a couple of investments from friends, family here and there, equity, and then maybe some debt financing, able to mass produce these and sell to make revenue, to make an income, right? Just so you know. So just think, right? Product or service can I create? There's got to be something for that you are offering, something of value. So that's what this is all about. Like you're in that situation, what's something of value, service or product can you come up with? Yes, you can offer, at a price. Just think, yeah, I'm not sure, so it's not like you're waiting for people to like help you, because think about it, right? If it looks like no one is willing to help, then you've got to think yourself out of that problem, right? You've got to think yourself out of that problem. What are you offering? Right? Would it be easy for you to go begging or going around with a product to say, this is what I sell, this is what I do for a living? You can buy this to add value to you. I'm not begging you. I'm offering you something of value. You see that? So I'm not begging you for 10 pounds. I'm telling you, give me 10 pounds and I'm going to change your life forever. I'm going to help you pass this course with these products. You see what I'm talking about? So is it easy to go begging for 10 pounds or 5 pounds from people when I could create something that I can exchange for that amount of money that I'm looking for? So if I can get, I need 5,000 pounds. So why don't I go around with a product I can sell at 5 pounds, and hopefully I can get 1,000 people to buy it at 5 pounds. And there you go. I've got myself my 5,000 pounds. So just think, all right? Maybe that solution you've been waiting for is just a thought away, right? Just think, all right? So how could you combine talent and resources to create new approach to a product? Talent, resources, find out, are there people you can combine, you can synergize with? Okay, are there people you can synergize with? Talking about combination, you see some, growing up, I used to watch those elephants in the circus doing some tricks. And then I'm thinking, animals brought from the wild, and then you've got, humans, and then trying to do tricks or magic, combine that, and there you go, you got yourself a circus. So you've got elephants, being tamed and, learning to do some nice moves. So that's like combining, isn't it? So just think of where, for example, just think of any product where they're able to combine, like, for example, chocolate plus cake, chocolate cake, right? So just think of where maybe they want you to take fruits, and then you also like energy drinks. So there you go, Lucozade Boost, where you've got orange flavor. So you still want to take your vitamins, and then you still want to have yourself with some form of energy drink. Combine, right? So you can combine a service. What about adapt? Right? Adapt. What does adaptation mean? Adaptation means make it suit a situation, right? So how could you adapt or readjust your product to serve another purpose? Make it, tweak it, right? What else is the product like? So think. So for example, I can adapt this into a digital version, a mobile app. You see that? I could adapt it. So yes, but if I don't have the funds to do that right now, then I should be thinking of selling a lot of these, make the funds, right? And then I can create a mobile app. So adapt, right? Different formats. So that's what this is all about. Who or what could you emulate to adapt this product? What could you emulate? What could you emulate? Emulate is not bad. You see that? That's like copying. Emulating is like copying. It's okay to copy as long as you copied right. You see that? It's like referencing. Referencing. So what other context could you put your product into? So can I have this taken into schools? Can I have this being used in other forms of courses, not just project management? All right. What other product ideas could you use for inspiration? So just think. A lot of this should trigger your thought process. Just trigger it. Just set the ball rolling. All right. So yes, I don't know if anybody has, if you guys have read the book, Think and Grow Rich. Yes, think, is it Think and Grow Rich? Yeah, something like that. Think and Grow Rich, So because we have to think, is it by Napoleon Hill or so? Yeah, Think and Grow Rich or so. So you've got to be able to think yourself out of that situation, right? You can modify, magnify, or minify, meaning make something small look big, right? Or make something big go small. You can miniaturize. So isn't it how, for example, you now have people using edifices like maybe London Bridge, and then turning them into some prototypes where they can now sell as souvenirs, as some form of, what you call like, oh, I visited this place, so I bought maybe a small prototype, but this prototype, cups, souvenirs, and all that. So you now have small versions of London Bridge or the Eiffel Tower or some Third Mainland Bridge or in Lagos, or you think of some, maybe Burj Al Arab, that's what they've done. See what I'm talking about? So can you change the shape or the look or the feel? Yeah. Can you even get feedback from people? How would you like it? See why you need to get feedback. How would you like it? For example, I could modify the trainings I offer into e-learning courses. You see that? That's like even adapt. So what can I add to it? Can I add to it? Could I have a book? Maybe I should write a book on it and then put it. So maybe that's what gave birth to my book, Principles of Effective Project Management, Fast Selling on Amazon. So what can I emphasize or highlight to create more value? Yes, think. That's where you look at a technique called engineering. Is it like value engineering? So you look at every aspect of the product. What can we emphasize? Okay, what can we emphasize? Yeah, to create more value. To create more value. It's like maybe in a car, right? So those car manufacturers created, thinking of the fact that you could actually use one of the features of the car, in a way you've never thought about. Yes, in a way you've never thought about. So that's like emphasizing it to say, oh, it's got this feature and you can actually use it for another purpose. Okay. So yeah, that's the way it is. Like imagine buying a dress and knowing that, oh, you can't it's not just a dress you can wear to work, you can also wear it maybe to the party. You see that? Using it for something else. So you could magnify it, right? I once bought a jacket, right, from a friend, and the jacket, you could, if you turn it inside out, that's another design. So you've got a 2-in-1, right? Fantastic. So what element of this product could you strengthen to create something new? What elements, right? What elements? So find out if there is an aspect of, a service you offer that you could use in creating another type of service, right? I consult for a couple of businesses, and I'm aware that, that's how they're able to grow, by looking at maybe a problem they solve for a particular client. And based on that, they say, wow, it looks like we can actually start another unit of our business based on this problem that we've just solved. You see that? So maybe a facility management company that's suddenly, while you are into, just regular office cleaning, suddenly they were like, can you also include the cars? Help us also include the cars, the official cars, help us, clean them. And they're like, wow, maybe we should set up a car wash based on that, based on the fact that they're getting regular demand for car washing service, right? You could also put to another use. Yes, you could put to another use. That's what you can do. So that's what I've done also with the flashcard games. I've put the what game into another use. But this time around, if you turn one side of the game, you're seeing the front side is purely like what? See that? The front side is purely like what? But then if you flip to the other side, that's where you've got yourself project management, terminologies. So that's it. Put to another use. So you could actually put it to another use. That's what you can do. So imagine where mobile phones that were just meant for communication, make calls, receive calls, send messages, receive messages. Now you can actually use your mobile phone to shoot a movie. It's not interesting. That wasn't the way mobile phones started off. They faced their business squarely. You were set up to receive calls, make calls, and then later on, messaging came on board. right? That's why old schoolers will still refer to phone as call me, because the way phones were back then, the phones I used growing up, the text phones, you can't even send messages on them. It's just for making calls, receiving calls. That was all, right? Those text phones. And then later on, as they begin to evolve, now you have mobile, you have phones that they could you could send messages. Now it could do a whole lot. I mean, it's interesting what phones can do right now. I mean, that's this whole concept are being put to use by even big organizations, right? You look at your smartwatches now being used as your heartbeat monitoring device. You see that? Heartbeat monitoring device. That's interesting. So just think, recycling, you don't want anything to waste, right? You don't want to be wasteful. So just think, what can we put to another use, right? Just think, the world we live in today is dealing with a lot of waste management problems, right? You find out that lots of things, not everything is, it looks like, we're not recycling enough. We are using, that's why it's encouraged to use materials that can be recycled, or you even encourage you to put some of your waste up for recycle. And then where, countries are discouraging, the use of non-biodegradable materials, which is materials that they probably won't decompose on time, or that they're probably not able to decompose, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage to the environment, right? So I think you can apply that to even yourself to say, my skills, are they perishable, or are they things that can be renewable? You see that? Renewable in the sense that they can be put to another use. Yes, they can be put to another use. I mean, a lot of things in life are like cycles. I'm sure you know water doesn't go to waste. The water you see in the ocean, in the river, the water you see that drops as rain, it's a cycle, right? It's still going to return back to the heavens, to the sky. There's something called the water cycle. You see that? So it comes as rain, right? Drops on the plant, goes into the rivers, and then what else? Eventually the plants take it in, and then they are able to, goes into the soil, and then evaporation takes place, and then it's back where it came from. You see that? It's interesting. The way the world was created is such that it looks like nothing is meant to waste. So how can we put your idea, think of your ideas, how can you put it to another, which other industry might need what you offer? Okay, which other industry? So just look beyond your current industry, look beyond your current environment. Which other place, which location, which other area might need the service? And that's why, a lot of companies expand to say, wow, maybe our product maybe will be needed somewhere else. So let's go. It looks like it's been saturated here. So let's take it somewhere else. Okay, let's take it to the world. Maybe they can even, so you'll be surprised that some products are being used for different purposes in different places. Like I can tell you for free that, for example, some chemicals, right, that you have out there are being used in different ways, in different industries. Take, for example, salt. Salt can be used for preserving, can also be used for cooking. You see that? It can be used for different multi-purpose. Yes, that's the way it is. Like, say, for example, I'm a DJ, right? I could actually just focus on maybe playing in clubs or playing in events, right? Or just creating, or even helping like music production. Yeah, I could just focus on that. So you could put your skills to other use in different places. Yes. Yeah. Maybe this, could actually help someone. Maybe you are into catering. You're like, you know what, maybe I should just start putting my skills to use as training people to become a caterer or something, instead of you just, and then you're thinking, maybe I should even put my skills to use in not just cooking for, catering for events. Maybe I should put it to use in a shop. I should have a shop. a place where people can come, meet me up and buy what I offer. Or you could even decide to say, can I put my skills to use as a caterer by catering for companies? I know someone that is into industrial catering. Yes, I used to have I think a trainee, that is is it a trainer or a friend? Yeah, I can't remember vividly now. It's into industrial catering. And what they do is some companies prefer to have a canteen because maybe their workers, cannot, maybe based on where they are located, it's going to be hard for their workers to get something to eat. So they rather get a catering outfit to come prepare meals for them. Industrial kitchen, large scale for like 1,000 people every day. Yeah, I know people that are into such businesses, cashing out, so find a way to put your skills to another use, other products. Okay, can it be used elsewhere? All right, let's go on to the next one, which is second to the last, which is eliminate. Yes, to go far in life, you've got to be able to learn, relearn, and unlearn. Maybe there's an aspect of your product, it shouldn't be there. All right, you need to streamline. You need to customize it for a particular industry. Okay, for example, I'm into car manufacturing. The vehicles for the military don't want niceties. They just want something that is functional for the purpose of the military. So you could find people driving armored vehicle, right? Armored vehicle, of course, was first used in the military, but now used, by civilians, right? But I'm sure the specifications of the one in the military is not the same as the ones civilians drive. You see that? So there are certain features you'll find in the ones civilians drive compared to the ones the military drive. You see that? Even drones, the ones you would find being used in the military won't be the same thing you're going to find with civilians. So that's the way to eliminate, right? That's the way to eliminate. So what part of it, for example, I pride myself in being not just a professional speaker, but a public speaker, a motivational speaker, right? But the way I deliver trainings in classes where people are preparing for an exam, it's not just trying to make people enjoy the class. I want them to learn. I want them to pass. Okay. So I've got to adjust my style to fit the context. These guys are in a 5-day training, 4 days preparation, final day revising, and then taking the exam on the afternoon of the final day. So no messing around, no, you see what, no beating around the bush. Try as much as possible to stay focused, exam mode. But then you can't compare it to an atmosphere where I'm teaching the same course, but they're not planning to take exam, or it's just there to help people learn, like what I'm having right now. You're not going to take an exam. Of course, you're only going to take an exam of life. Life is going to examine you. Life is going to test you. Okay? Yes, life throws all those things at you, to see how tough you are. And they say tough times don't last. Only tough people do. All right? Yes. Wow. It's interesting to know that some of us are not an image of what we've been through. Yes. Yeah. Someone say, if only we actually can look at look like what we've been through. We're going to see a lot of scars on some of our faces, right? So think about it. What can you eliminate? How could you make it smaller, faster, lighter, or more fun? Yes, that's what I'm currently working on. How can I have a board game? How can I have a video game? How can I appeal to the millennials? How can I appeal to the Gen Zs? How can I appeal to kids? How can I take this to secondary schools, to high schools, to elementary schools? Project management. I've been teaching this for over a decade. So my goal is, how can I increase my market share? How can I increase my customer base? Okay, I'm not just focused on people wanting to do exams. So maybe I need to take off some aspects of this course to make it suitable for the audience. Yes, that's it. So eliminate. All right, just eliminate. Take it off. Take it off. So you could have different versions of your product or service. And last but not the least is reverse. Reverse is like flipping. All right. Let's flip it. We're not saying eliminate. We're just saying flip it. What happens if you flip, that product? What are you going to see on the other side? So it's like saying that you've got, still using that same jacket that I bought from a friend, where if I could decide to wear, if I'm wearing one side, it's going to look like some African design. But once I flip it, it's going to look like maybe some college jacket, right? So that's it. Reverse. It's like saying write on one page and then reverse it to still use the other page. Nothing has to waste. Turn to the other page. So it's like saying you can compare using the paper that you could write on both faces to a paper you could just write on one face. That's it. So reverse it, and then you could still make use of something. So what component could you substitute to change the order of this product, right? What roles could you reverse or swap? Yes. So reverse is like saying, you're having me to come. I know a friend, that is a DJ and also an MC. But that's like combining, but that's like saying, you know what, you're gonna have me book me for your event. So once I can toggle between being a DJ and an MC, or you're saying, you know what, you're having someone that is going to be, I have a friend, I know a friend that used to have a driver and also happens to be his PA. You see that? That's like saying, he performs this role during the day, and during at night is performing another role, like reverse. So it's like saying, um, just part of your day you spend it doing driver's job, and then you also spend part of his day doing PA's job. You see that? So yeah, that's it. So he was looking out for someone that could actually play the dual function. That's interesting. So just reverse. Just reverse it. So it's like saying, I've got this pen, right? I can use it to write. But if I turn it the other way, I could also use what? Eraser. You see that? There's a pen and then there's an eraser. So why should I buy separately a pen and then an eraser? Interesting. You see that? The tip is used for pen, and then the other side is used for a rubber or an eraser. That's like transformation. So just think of, for those that love movies, the Transformers. How do you transform? Okay? How do you transform? How do you go from, having a bag that you can use for several purposes? You see that? So you can reverse it, and then it could also serve. Okay, well, interestingly, I wish I could actually play it, but there's a video I saw on LinkedIn recently where a chair, for students in, I think, elementary school in China could actually serve the purpose of a bed. Yes, they can convert their chair. Within the chair, you've got a cupboard where they could store their books, and you could also convert, it's convertible. You see that? So flip the chair, it becomes a bird. So they're encouraging them, you see, without taking so much space. That right there is a fantastic application of Scamper. Whoever created that design, I'm sure, should be smiling to the bank. All right. So that's exactly what Scamper is all about, guys. That's what Scamper is all about. So I hope you've been able to learn, quite a lot from today's episode of multiplying your productivity. So I captioned it as what to do when it looks like help isn't coming, when it looks like no one wants to help you. Help yourself. Think yourself out of that problem. What do I have that I can substitute, that I can combine, that I can adapt, I can modify, magnify it, or minify it, put to another use, eliminate, or reverse a product or service, something you can offer. to the world, something of value. And usually when value goes out, value should return. Okay? Value management is like a two-way street, give and take. You give value, value should return. So, dear friend, I hope you've learned a lot from this. All right, just think, take a moment, think. All right, a lot of time when I want to think, I try to meditate, just 1 hour, just don't want to talk, just think. Or sometimes I could probably take a walk beside the, beside the river, this, or maybe like a riverside, or go to the beach. Sometimes when I see the waters, come and recede, just it helps me to refresh my mind. That's the way I probably just find a way to think. You need to think. Take a break. Think. Just think. All right. Think and grow rich. Yeah, that's the book title. Think and grow rich. So all of these, you could do it yourself. You could get a friend, a partner to help. Think, look around you. What resources? What can you put to another use? For example, if you've got a rich library like I've got, you could actually decide to say, what am I going to do with this library? I probably need to start doing a book review with all the books in my library. Right? Yeah, with all the books in my library. Yeah, so that's it. Just what can you, and then the good thing right now is anyone, I think I probably call it the internet dream, not the American dream. The American dream is where they say, come to America and in no time overnight, you could become a success. You could become a celebrity. You could become a millionaire. The American dream. Come as nobody, you could become somebody. So I think the internet has also made that possible for us to say the World Wide Web, right? www, the internet, is a place where you could see someone. I mean, I know of Justin Bieber, right? Where the guy became a YouTube sensation and then boom, that's it. That's how he became a star. So leverage on the fact that you've got the internet. If you're watching this right now, it shows you've got access to internet. What resources do you have available? All right, take advantage of it. All right, take advantage of it. Put your ideas to use. All right, look for people you can synergize with. All right, there's got to be something you can offer. All right, there's got to be something you can offer, something you're bringing to the table. So that's it. Yeah, so don't keep wallowing in the fact that nobody wants to help me, everybody hates me, I've reached out to friends, reached out to family, they don't want to help. So you know what, change your strategy. Okay, think. All right, try to come up with a product or service, something you can offer. There's got to be a way. All right, just have that mindset. There's got to be a way out of that problem. All right, once you have that mindset, yeah, it's when there's a will, there will be a way. So in the comment section, please do well to drop a comment. If there are topics you want me to address in future editions of Multiplying Your Productivity, do well to drop it in the comment section. And yeah, you can follow me on my different social media platform. My handle is Tunjibanwo, right? On Instagram, on X, the Twitter, LinkedIn, Tunjibanwo. Just search for me. All right. So till I come your way next time, keep being productive, keep multiplying your productivity, and I will see you at the top. Cheers.